with the underwater world. Hailing from the heart of Texas, USA, he had a bold claim that he had traversed the waters of every ocean on the planet, his adventurous spirit and inquisitive nature driving him to explore the hidden depths beneath the surface. It was a calling that had taken him to the farthest corners of the globe, from the bustling underwater cities of the Caribbean to the remote, untouched reefs of the South Pacific. Yet one destination remained on his ever-expanding diving bucket list that beckoned with an irresistible allure: the Rupeta Reef in Margate, South Africa. Renowned for its breathtaking underwater vistas and the presence of bull sharks, this was a place Mark couldn't resist. November to July was considered prime time for encountering these majestic predators, and it was a mild, cool morning in July when Mark's journey brought him to Margate Airport. With the sun casting its gentle glow over the horizon, Mark could feel the excitement building in the pit of his stomach. The anticipation of exploring a new underwater world and the possibility of encountering the formidable bull sharks filled him with a sense of wonder and adventure. He knew the ocean held many mysteries and was determined to uncover them one dive at a time. As the day progressed toward evening, Mark found himself at the water's edge, fully geared up in his diving suit, tanks strapped securely to his back. The water at Rupeta Reef was relaxed and inviting, a haven for divers seeking an up-close encounter with nature's most magnificent creatures. Mark descended into the azure depths, his senses heightened with every passing moment. Below the surface, the reef was a wonder to behold. Its intricate formations, adorned with colorful corals and teeming with a kaleidoscope of marine life, stretched out in all directions. Other divers had also gathered to witness the breathtaking spectacle that Rupeta Reef had to offer. Together, they ventured deeper into the underwater paradise. It didn't take long for the first bull shark to appear. Mark watched in awe as the sleek predator glided effortlessly through the water, its muscular form a testament to nature's perfection. The bull shark seemed to pay little heed to the presence of the divers, swimming past them with an air of indifference. One by one, 3 more bull sharks joined the underwater procession. Mark observed their behavior with a seasoned eye, noting the grace with which they navigated their domain. Over the years, he had come to understand the subtle nuances of shark behavior, an education forged through countless dives alongside these remarkable creatures. However, the appearance of a 10-foot female bull shark would change the course of the dive. As she materialized from the depths, her presence was palpable. Her dark, penetrating eyes locked onto Mark, and there was an unmistakable tension in the water. It was as if the bull shark was assessing the situation, weighing the potential threat that Mark represented. Mark's instincts, honed through years of diving with sharks, kicked into high gear. He recognized the uneasiness in the bull shark's demeanor, a subtle shift in body language that hinted at something amiss. At that moment, he knew he had to act swiftly and decisively. Without hesitation, Mark made a split-second decision. He surged upward, his sudden movement creating a whirlwind of bubbles and chaos in the water. The other divers nearby, initially taken aback by the sudden commotion, quickly understood the gravity of the situation. They followed Mark's lead, ascending toward the surface with urgency. The bull shark, now fully aware of the diver's presence, was no longer indifferent. It had become agitated, its predatory instincts kicking into overdrive. With a burst of speed, it made a menacing lunge toward the retreating divers, jaws snapping shut with terrifying force. But Mark's timely observance and quick thinking had been their saving grace. The divers breached the surface, gasping for air, their hearts pounding from the adrenaline rush of the close encounter. Thanks to Mark's automatic response, they had narrowly escaped the bull shark's relentless pursuit. As they regrouped on the shore, the gravity of the situation sunk in. The relief was palpable, and the other divers gathered around Mark, their expressions a mix of gratitude and awe. They had been saved from the jaws of danger, and Mark's experience and quick reflexes had made all the difference. Standing on the shore as the sun dipped below the horizon, the divers exchanged stories and recounted the harrowing encounter. They thanked Mark profusely for his keen observation and the split-second decision that had pulled them back from the brink. For Mark Stevens, it was a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the ocean and the creatures that inhabited it. It was also a testament to the importance of respecting the boundaries of the natural world and being attuned to the subtle signals it offered. His love for diving remained undiminished, but he knew that every dive held the potential for both wonder and danger, a balance that he had come to respect throughout his years of exploration. The story of that fateful day in Rupeta Reef would be etched in the memories of all those who had been a part of it. It was a reminder that the ocean, with its breathtaking beauty and formidable inhabitants, demanded the utmost respect and vigilance. And for Mark, it was another chapter in his ongoing journey, a journey fueled by curiosity, shaped by experience, and defined by a deep reverence for the mysteries of the deep. He was known for his friendly demeanor and quick service, making him a favorite among the patrons. It was a modest existence, but gave him a sense of purpose and a steady income. One evening, after a long and tiring day at the restaurant, Jeffrey boarded the ferry for the return trip to the West Shore, where his home awaited him. The day had taken its toll on him, and fatigue weighed heavily upon his shoulders. He settled near the edge of the ferry's grill, his exhaustion causing him to slouch as he gazed out at the darkening waters of the Mississippi River. Unbeknownst to Jeffrey, the tranquil surface of the river concealed an ominous presence. A creature of primal instinct and power, a bull shark, lay in wait beneath the depths. As the ferry made its unhurried progress across the river, the shark sensed an opportunity, and with a lightning-quick burst of speed, it lunged from the depths. The attack was brutal and swift. Jeffrey's arm became trapped in the shark's razor-sharp jaws. The predator's relentless strength tore through flesh and bone in a terrifying moment. Agonizing pain radiated from his mangled arm, and he let out a scream that reverberated through the ferry, sending shockwaves of terror through the passengers. The ferry operator, alert to the sudden chaos unfolding on board, wasted no time. With a heart pounding in fear and urgency, he pushed the boat's engine to its full speed, leaving behind a turbulent wake as the ferry raced towards the west shore. Panic swept over the passengers, but there was no time for anything but escape. The journey across the river felt like an eternity, every moment filled with dread and desperation. The passengers huddled together, their faces contorted with fear as they prayed for safety. In the distance, the lights of the west shore grew steadily brighter, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. Finally, the ferry reached the safety of the riverbank. With relief, the passengers rushed to disembark, their survival an outcome they had not dared to take for granted. Among them, Jeffrey Brown, his arm hanging in tatters, his usual routine and explore the unknown. Knowing how much his father had sacrificed to make the journey to South Africa, his son eagerly agreed to plan an adventure that would create lasting memories for both of them. James felt his heart swell with gratitude as he realized how much his son cared for him and wanted to make his visit memorable. After much discussion, the family traveled to the picturesque South African coast. The idea was to spend the day at the beach, taking in the waves' natural beauty and calming sound. James was thrilled at the prospect of an outdoor excursion, a refreshing change from the routines of his life back in America. The day of their seaside adventure arrived, and the family set out early in the morning. Their enthusiasm is infectious. They reached their chosen destination, a serene river where the water met the ocean. They unloaded their picnic supplies, spreading a colorful array of food, blankets, and beach chairs. James watched as his family prepared for the day's festivities, and their shared love and unity warmed his heart. The centerpiece of their adventure was a paddleboarding excursion. James, eager to embrace the thrill of the open water, volunteered to be the first to try it out. With anticipation, he reached the rental station to secure a paddleboard. The sun glistened on the water as James stood on the board, his heart racing with exhilaration and uncertainty. He pushed off from the shore, feeling the cool water beneath his feet and the gentle sway of the board beneath him. Coastline. The journey was everything they had hoped for, a memory to be treasured for a lifetime. However, as the ship ventured farther into the sea, a shadow began to loom beneath the surface. A majestic and formidable creature emerged from the depths, a white shark. With her camera in hand, Anna was immediately drawn to this apex predator's breathtaking sight. With its graceful and powerful presence, the white shark moved with a sense of purpose. It glided closer to the ship, capturing the attention of everyone on board. Anna was determined to capture this awe-inspiring moment on film, knowing that it would be a highlight of their journey. But fate can be unpredictable and often takes a turn when least expected. In her enthusiasm to capture the moment, Anna lost her footing and slipped off the ship's deck. The world around her suddenly spun, and she rocked dangerously close to the edge. As Anna struggled to regain her balance, the white shark's interest was piqued. With incredible speed and precision, it approached the ship with unrelenting determination. The shark circled the vessel, its immense form casting a shadow over the deck. The passengers, including Anna's friends, watched in awe and trepidation. In a matter of heart-stopping seconds, the inevitable occurred. The white shark, driven by instincts older than time, attacked the ship. With a display of raw power, it struck the ship's hull, causing the vessel to rock violently. Anna, who had been precariously close to the edge, was thrown into the icy waters of the sea. The ship's deck erupted in chaos as the passengers cried in shock and fear. Anna's friends, teachers, and staff were overcome with a sense of helplessness as they watched their beloved classmate disappear beneath the waves. Anna's camera, the silent witness to her last moments on board, clattered to the deck. In the aftermath of the attack, the white shark retreated into the depths of the sea, leaving behind only the wreckage of the shattered ship. Anna's friends and fellow students, stricken with grief and disbelief, were left to grapple with the overwhelming tragedy that had clear waters seemingly held no hint of the danger that lurked beneath. However, within moments the tranquility was shattered by a sudden savage attack. An 8-foot tiger shark, a powerful and relentless predator of the deep, came charging at the unsuspecting teenager with a speed and force that defied belief. The shark's jaws closed around Dan's knee with a crushing blow, and unimaginable pain coursed through his body. The shock and agony were immediate, but Dan's instinct was also to fight for his life. He screamed for help as he grappled with the monstrous creature that had thrust him into a life-and-death struggle. The shark showed no mercy, inflicting grievous injury upon the brave teenager. Amid his pain and desperation, Dan clung to a pool noodle that had seemingly appeared as his lifeline. It was a meager barrier, but he clung to it with all his strength, knowing it could make the difference between life and death. The battle raged beneath the water surface as Dan, his body racked with pain, summoned every ounce of his strength to stay afloat and survive. Meanwhile, Dan's family had been enjoying their adventures above the water. The joy and laughter that had filled the air moments earlier gave way to sheer horror as they heard Dan's screams for help. They sprang into action, the situation's urgency galvanizing them into action. Joshua, Dan's father, maneuvered their boat with unshakable determination, steering it toward the scene of the attack. It was a race against time, a desperate father's bid to save his son from the clutches of a predator. They finally reached Dan with steely resolve, pulling him aboard the boat to safety. The sight that met their eyes was a living nightmare. Dan's leg bore the unmistakable signs of the shark's ruthless attack, the savage wounds painting a grim portrait of his harrowing ordeal. Quick thinking and resourcefulness took over as his family used a cloth to wrap his injured leg, doing everything they could to stop the bleeding and ease his pain. Amidst the chaos, Dan remained resilient, his courage unbroken. He groaned in agony, but his faith amid adversity remained unshaken. Silent prayers emanated from his heart as he clung to life, determined to overcome the physical and emotional trauma thrust upon him. With hearts filled with dread, they reached out to a nearby boat, their only lifeline in this dire situation. Fortune seemed to smile upon them, for this neighboring vessel carried a nurse on board. This fortunate twist of fate would be a turning point in their struggle to save Dan. The presence of a nurse on the nearby boat was a godsend. Her medical expertise provided a glimmer of hope in chaos. The nurse wasted no time assessing Dan's condition and understanding the gravity of the situation. Time was of the essence, and with the nurse's assistance, they managed to stabilize Dan's condition as much as possible. The nurse's boat had one more crucial advantage. It was faster than theirs, recognizing the away by the ocean breeze. He was alone in the face of an apex predator, his fate hanging in the balance, the outcome uncertain. Yet the strength of his spirit would ultimately tip the scales in his favor. Through sheer force of will, Patrice summoned the resilience to continue his struggle. He knew that to relent was to surrender to the merciless jaws of the shark. So he persisted, each moment of resistance a testament to the indomitable human spirit. In a stroke of fortune amid the chaos, the shark relented and retreated to the depths from whence it had emerged. Patrice, battered and bruised but unbowed, resurfaced, his valiant struggle having secured his freedom. The battle below the surface had ended, and he had emerged victorious. Gasping for breath, Patrice found himself adrift in the ocean, the salt water stinging his wounds. The dangerous encounter had ended, and he was alive. But the physical and emotional scars would forever remind him of that fateful day. The response of his friends, alerted by his screams, proved instrumental in his survival. They swiftly devised a makeshift canoe using the leashes from their surfboards and carried him to the safety of the shore.